So I'm watching TV the other night. One of those pharmaceutical ads comes on. And, we all laugh about the list of potential side effects and everything. And this one was absolutely no different. They're showing this family hot air ballooning and everybody's having a great life. And they talk about whatever it is this drug does. I have no idea what it's for. But as they're going through the litany of potential side effects, they get to the one that just kind of pulled me right in. And I was like, what did he just say? So, in some cases, this is where it goes. In some cases, a bacterial infection of the perineum, which can be fatal, has occurred. I'm going to repeat that. Bacterial infection of the perineum, which can be fatal. So, for those of you who don't know what a perineum is, that is that fleshy area between one's anus and one's genitals. What? I can die from a bacterial infection that I get on my taint by taking this drug? There's a chance of that happening? No thanks. I'll pass. I'm good. How do you explain that to people? Oh, how did your husband die, Mrs. Meisner? Oh, he was taking a medication for whatever the hell it does. And, he got a bacterial infection of the taint, and it killed him. What? Really? I mean, bacterial infection of the perineum, which in some cases is fatal. So some doesn't mean one. Now, if I ask you, would you like some water? Okay, that's a quantity. Not necessarily a big quantity unless I'm filling up your swimming pool. But the fact that it's not one, it's not two, it's some, is a little frightening. A little more than frightening, but we'll go with frightening for right now. So, we are talking about a medication that has been fully vetted, that has been put through all of its tests and had to meet the FDA regulations in order to be made available to the public. Let's talk about the current products that are experimental, that we still don't know all of the side effects and health effects to. And there's talk of a fourth round of these being needed. We're supposed to take something that will prevent you from getting it. No, wait, we're wrong. It won't prevent you from getting it, but will lessen the severity of it. No, wait, we're wrong. It really doesn't do anything. Sorry. But don't forget to get your fourth booster. Natural immunity is better than that. But we don't want you to look at that. We want you to just get in line and get a shot, and you'll be okay, maybe. But don't worry. We'll tell you in 75 years, 75 years, 3/4 of a century, what some of the side effects might be. Now, fortunately, the Supreme Court overruled that and said, no, you're going to let everybody know now. But we're overreacting, and we are forcing people to do things and to take things that the Nuremberg law, after the Nuremberg trials, said that we don't have to do, that you can't make people do. We need passports, we need to show proof of this, that, and the other thing, and frankly, it's very draconian. And up in Canada, you have truck drivers who are protesting. In 3 weeks now, have been protesting the mandates. Now, the interesting fact about that, or interesting information about that, is the vast majority of those truck drivers are already received the vaccination. So they're not anti-vax, they're anti-mandate. It's freedom. It's their right to decide what does and what does not go into their bodies. That's what they want. So we're going to freeze their bank accounts. We're going to dox those who donated to them. We're going to shoot rubber bullets at them. We're going to make all sorts of these draconian, tyrannical actions. We're going to take them against peaceful truckers who want their voices to be heard. So there's that, you know. We don't even know what the end result of this will be, but 4 provinces in Canada, and I think there's only 5. I'm an American. I had public school education, so I'm lucky that I know, you know, that there's 50 states in the United States. But anyways, 4 out of the 5, assuming that I'm right, have stopped with their mandates. So enough, just stop already. If people don't want to get it, then that's on them. That's on them. It's a virus that if you catch, you have a 98% chance of surviving. Pretty damn good chance of surviving, don't you think? I mean, some people get a bacterial infection of the perineum, which in some cases can be fatal. I just can't let that go. That to me is just ridiculous for a side effect. It's funny unless you're the guy with it, you know. And then, to switch gears for a second, the president of the Ukraine has asked Joe Biden to cut down on the rhetoric, please, out of fear that a war will start. So, Ukraine, which we've been told is in dire straits with the Russians eminently waiting to invade them, their president is saying, "Hey, cut it out, stop it. You're gonna start a war here." And wouldn't that just be something, huh? You know, it's funny that with poll numbers as low as they are for this current administration, that they're looking to distract us with foreign policy. And again, the specter of the boogeyman, the Russians, being a big part of this. It seems a little awkward and strange that we are going to start posturing. I mean, we already look foolish around the world for the incredibly bad way that we pulled out of Afghanistan, and now we're going to posture as though we're going to protect the world from the big bad Russians. Even the Ukrainian president doesn't want us over there. So what is the end game? What is the motivation behind this? Well, it would help the administration to look really good if they prevented a war in Europe, wouldn't it? You know, I would hate to think that this administration would be so callous as to risk potentially millions of lives just to look good, just to get a win in the column because his domestic policies aren't working. You know, but in the history of the world, stranger things have happened, and we can't rule out anything when it comes to politics. You know, at the end of the day, a win is a win, I suppose, and that is how it could be looked at by this current administration. So, that in mind, you know, we have to stop and think every time we hear about Ukraine this, Russia that. Maybe it's the tail wagging the dog, which I think it is. I think it's a red herring, or whatever I think that's the term. It's designed to distract us from the terrible domestic policies that this administration has failed to implement. So, but be that as it may, I've rambled on a little bit about a couple things today. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. share, like, subscribe. Get my moronic thoughts out to other people so they can see that, there are some people who are paying attention. Have a good one.